Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. So we were talking last night about different projects to do in the live chat that we held on YouTube, and so of course my mind was reeling about just different projects. So upcoming, we're going to be doing some more of the Cricut joy cards, like the ones shown here. So I know people want to see those. But this morning, I thought that we would do a little bit of smart iron-on with the Cricut Joy, because I have these bandanas for my dogs. I have two dogs, if you don't know. They're both Corgis, and one's name is Teddy Bear, and the other one's name is Benji, and they usually introduce themselves every time I go live. They just did a few minutes ago. But anyway, the thing about Corgis, and I think it's true for most all dogs, is that they just have this uncanny knack for always being hungry. And so I thought, I think it would be entirely appropriate to do a little bandana. And I picked up these bandanas. I think they were from Valentine's Day or possibly Christmas, but I picked these up a while ago on clearance at Michael's, and I thought, what could I do with them? So I found this really cute graphic, and I will make sure to give you that graphic in the description of this video when I'm done, along with a bunch of other graphics that says I'm still hungry. And I thought this would be perfect because they are always hungry. I mean, they could eat, right? So I wanted to show you, let me see if I'm getting this all in camera. I wanted to show you how to do this. And this is seriously the quickest project. It's not like you're going to be in the craft room for hours on end. And this will go on any bandana. You don't have to get this exact same one. I'm sure that they're available at both, the pet stores and also like at the craft stores and stuff. So, I bought this one at Michael's, but I'm sure you can find them online as well. And what I am using is my Cricut Joy. So I have the bandanas here, and I'm using Cricut Joy. And it's called Smart Iron-On. Smart Iron-On is a special product that was released with the Joy that it does not require a mat. If you've been cricketing for a while, you'll say, what? No mat? And that's the great thing about the Joy, is that you can put in a bunch of products, including iron-on and labels and smart vinyl. As long as it says smart on the package, you can put it in without a mat, which is always very a good thing, because mats do need to be maintained and replaced on a regular basis. So, a smart version of iron-on that doesn't require a mat is kind of a winner in my book. So I wanted to show you how this goes in, how it cuts. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, and then also how to weed it. The weeding is similar to the way you'd weed any iron-on project, and then also how to apply it using our Cricut mini iron, our Easy Press mini iron. So stick with me, and we will do that this morning. Before, though, we go any further, I will tell you that I'm looking for a few good crafters. I want to see if perhaps you might join me over on my YouTube channel and or at my Facebook page. It's growing, and we are doing. We've had some success with a couple of live videos there. We had one last night. So if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to go on over and have a look. We did something with SVGs, which are uploadable or downloadable and uploadable images that you can cut out to make projects, and we did a really fun tote, and we're going to continue to do that over on YouTube, as well as continue to do these lives here on Facebook. And I would encourage you, if you've already subscribed, to share or comment on something. It helps me because I can reach more people to do these videos. That's really important. So let's get started. I have this image and I'm working with my iPad, and I'm going to tell you that you do not need to be working with an iPad to use the Joy. You can also use your mobile device, whether it's an iPhone or a regular like Android phone. You can also use a laptop and a desktop, and they all work just fine. You do need to be using Cricut Design Space, and that is a downloadable app. Either it's for the desktop or for the mobile device. This one here is the mobile device app, and we've been going through a lot of these. Good morning, Sydney. Oh, I love you, Sydney. It's so wonderful to see you. So we're making these bandanas for my hungry corgis today. I'm still hungry. So let me show you. So I have this image, which I have sized to fit it on these bandanas, which I picked up on clearance actually at Michael's, and I thought, oh, these would be perfect for my little doggies, and I've sized them to about 4.5, 5 inches wide and about 1.5 inches tall. Let me just check to see. Actually 2 inches tall, 4.8 inches wide. I measured that. So I'm going to cut with the Smart Vinyl and my Joy. I'm going to cut one for this white one because I did the red one, and I figured I'll do the red one, and I'll show you the one in the white. And so here's the white bandana. So I have my image, and I have my I thought red would look good with the white. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make this project by hitting that C, make it. And we're going to choose. Here is where we choose. Hi, Andrea. Oh, you got it ordered from HSM. Oh, I know, huh? Somebody else told me that they haven't shipped them out, but that there were thousands of them ordered. So you're in good company waiting, and hopefully you're learning things. And as soon as you get it, you're going to just whip that thing out of the box and start creating. So think of it that way. You're in a learning, incubation phase, right? So, okay, so we're going to do the Smart Materials, which is without the mat. And here is what it looks like. But remember, this is iron-on, and all of our iron-on needs to be mirrored. That's because we cut this with this shiny side down. We're going to cut the matte side. And then once we cut it out, we're going to weed it, and we'll flip it over and apply it this way. That's why it needs to be mirrored. So it's very simple to change. You're going to go up here to the matte, and you're going to choose mirror for iron-on. And you'll go back to your mat, and you can see I am still hungry. Now, in the case of this morning, I thought after I did this, I want to use all of my iron-on. So maybe I should make 2 of them because I had 2 red bandanas and 1 white bandana. So I thought, so as not to waste the iron-on, I could either try to fit it this way, but I couldn't because of the width. The width was too large. So I can either change the width of the project, or I can cut 2. And I generally will cut 2. So let me go and show you how we'll cut 2 of these on that same strip of iron-on. And here we go. There's going to be 2 that's going to cut on this 5.5 inch piece of iron-on. But do note this. Good morning, Mayra. Good morning, Amy and Nancy. I'm not sure what the font is because this is an image that I got in Design Space, and I will put the image. I will put this image in the description of this video so you can replicate this, but I don't know what the font was. Nancy's asking what is the font for this. So we changed our image to be 2 so I can use that whole space. Another way around saving that iron-on using it in a frugal way would be to make it slightly smaller so that it could fit going this way, you know. But let's keep it this size. But we do have to remember, now we have to mirror it again. So if you mirrored it and then you thought, I'll add the second one, make sure that it's mirrored before you cut it, because it does revert back. So here you go. So there is my 2 copies, and I can move these around a little bit. There's some parameters that you have to meet, but you can move them around if you want. And then I'm just going to hit continue. And I have my iron-on piece, and this comes in a box. There's 3 pieces of smart iron-on that are 12 inches in length, 5.5 inches wide. And when I get here, because it's going to be on the mat, I have a smaller number of things that I can choose. Hey, Debbie. Hi there, Mom. I see my friend Debbie Kuna from Peabody, from Back on Track Chiropractic. Hi, how are you? And Sue, my friend Sue too, from South Carolina. I'm not sure. But anyway, thanks for joining me today, ladies. Okay, so here's my mat. And because I'm doing smart iron-on, I only have a choice of the smart materials. Hi, Debbie. How are those babies? Debbie had twin boys, and oh man, I've seen pictures. So cute. I need to meet him in person. I am going to do decals, Mayra. Don't you worry. In fact, I have actually a vinyl, a quote that I'm going to be doing a little later. That's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote that I want to do in a really long, like a 4-foot long thing, and I'm going to show you that. Hi, Sue. I don't know if it's been asked, but where did I get the bandana? Yep, the bandana came from Michael's, but I did buy it a little ways back. I think it was either Valentine's Day or possibly at Christmas. It was on clearance, and I think I maybe paid $1 or $2. This is something you could make if you like to sew, and you can also buy them a lot of times. You can buy them at the pet store, or you can buy them buy the material at Joann's or a fabric store, or even online. But these ones I did get from Michael's. And I don't even know how much I paid because there's no price tag on it. So, okay, so let's get back to this. So I'm going to choose Smart Iron-On, and I do have a couple of choices. So just plain Smart Iron-On, and I have glitter, and then I also have Smart Vinyl, Smart Label, but we're going to do Iron-On, okay? And this is how simple it is. I'm going to take my piece of iron-on. I'm going to put the shiny side down, so the matte side up. And then I am going to guide the iron-on under these 2, like, I don't know what you call them, like little, I call them rollers, but they're not rollers. They're like guides. And this will allow the iron-on to go in smoothly into the joy. And I don't think you can see, it's slightly off camera. Let me move it. But my joy is blinking here, meaning it's ready to cut. Okay, so I am going to, because there's no buttons on here, I am going to choose go on my device, whatever device you happen to be using. So I'm going to hit go, and then it will proceed to sort of gauge, do I have enough product in there? And then after that, it will start cutting the iron-on. So I did already cut, clearly I had already cut this white one, and I did a couple of them, and I have already mirrored. Thank you, Sue. Such a good admin who reminds, why do you cut on the matte side? I haven't done iron-on before. Okay, so the reason why you cut on the matte side and not the shiny side is that the material that's actually going to iron onto your project is actually on this part, and that shiny part is really just a protective. It's just like a transfer. It's almost like a transfer tape for iron-on. Kind of comes together. Okay, and so then once you have finished cutting it out, which I have cut this out in white and I'm cutting it out in red, so I'll show you I'll show you how to weed it. So I've taken it off and I've kind of cut around it, and I can see, and it's a little hard to see, and you have to use really good lighting, I think. But you can see that it's cut out. So you're going to take your weeding tool and sort of grab a corner, the corner of your cut, and start to pull away from, see, there's that, it's like a backing, okay? So you're going to start pulling away. And at first, you're not going to get all of it off. That's okay. Just do the majority of it so you can kind of see what you're working with. Okay. And it's okay to, if you want, to kind of turn it over too to see, I'm starting to see that that's my design. I'm still hungry, but I still have to clear out some of this negative space, okay? So again, using your, and you'll be a lot more careful about this because you won't be holding it up to a camera like I am doing, but I want to do it for demonstration so you can see. But see, I'm taking my little weeding tool and I'm just removing the negative space or the negative part, the part that is not intended to be there, the part that's cut out, okay? So I'm just going through and removing it. If you have to keep turning it over to look and see where you need to do that, or, work in good light. And I don't actually do any iron on at night because my eyes are bad. But, that's obviously up to you. But there it is, right? Isn't that cute? Why do you call it? Okay, so we answered that. So our red version is done. So I'm going to unload it. And you'll notice you have to kind of hold it in a certain way. I'm sorry if the camera is kind of jiggling around a little bit. I apologize for that. But if you hold it sort of this way, you can kind of see where the cut is. And I'm going to, because I want to save my material, I'm going to cut it right where it ends. And this piece will still go in the machine. It's not wasted, okay? And just for our sake, I'm going to cut this also so you can kind of see. Make sure you're not going to cut. Oop, I almost did. So you're not going to cut your design, okay? So let me show you how to weed it again. So again, this is the matte side. This is the shiny side. The shiny side is the backing. So you're removing the iron-on material from the backing, basically. You're going to catch it with your tool, your weeding tool, whatever you choose to use. I use this one. It's because it's a Cricut one, but you can use, people get them all different places. And it's essentially just like a hook. It looks like a dental pick. So anyway, so you're going to remove the bulk of it here, right? And it's got like a really elasticy kind of a feel to it, by the way, so when you're doing it. And then we're going to go back and see what parts we need to remove so that you can see the design. And over here, we need to take this part off. We have to get in between the H. And this design, as I mentioned, this design does come from Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to give you the design after we finish up the video. I'll give it to you so that you can go ahead and click through. And there's actually like 3, 4, maybe 5 different designs there. There's one with a hamburger, or there's one with a ninja. I originally intended with this project to make a t-shirt for my son. So I was looking for all kinds, and he is also like a corgi. He's always hungry. So there are my 2 that I've cut out using the Smart Vinyl. And good morning, Athena. Love that name, Athena, the goddess. Athena, the goddess. Okay, so let me show you how quickly this goes on. So how easy was that to cut it out? Like less than a couple of minutes, right? And to weed, it's not like this is a huge project. This is something you could do before you head out to the dog park. It's really just a quick project, and it's really going to make those dogs stand out at the dog park. Or if you're making it for your for your 14-year-old son, make him stick out at the youth group or at the skate park. How's that? So, okay, so I've removed this white from the backing that it was on, and I'm going to just, now normally I would lay this on my mat. I don't know where it is, but I normally would use the mat to protect my table, but I don't have mine here, so we're going to do this without. And let me just move this stuff over. So I tend to kind of just like cut around my cuts, just to kind of, I like to really just get an eyeball for what's going to look good. And so I'm going to just kind of sort of eyeball it, look around, see, does that look good? Or do I need to go up a little bit higher or a little lower to the left or the right, and kind of eyeball it. And then I do move my my iron-on, my decal over, and I'm going to heat up my substrate, my little bandana, this cute little thing with this, the Cricut Easy Press Mini. Isn't adorable? Just a few seconds to kind of make it warm, and then gonna look right over it, because it's kind of like when you're looking in a glass that you're filling up to like a line. You have to kind of look over it instead of from away, sort of like, okay, I think that looks really right. Yeah, I think so. Maybe just ever so slightly to the right. All right, and now I'm going to take my heat press, which I have set on the 2 setting, which if you haven't ever used the heat guide, let me see if I can show you with one hand what the heat guide looks like. This is a guide that's available on Cricut.com. If you do a Google search and just type in Cricut heat guide, it allows you to choose which press you're going to use. In this case is Cricut Easy Press Mini, and I chose Smart Iron-On and the base of 100% cotton, and then I did apply, and it tells me I need to put this on 25 seconds, constant movement, light pressure, and then flip it over and do 15 seconds on the other side, and then peel it at cold. So let's go ahead and do that. I did it with one hand. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to look at the clock, because the thing about this Easy Press Mini, I prefer to say vinyl side up instead of saying shiny side down, because some vinyl is shiny on both sides. Yeah, that is true, Sue. That is true. Okay, so the thing about the Mini is that there's no clock on it. With the other Easy Presses, you can set like a little timer. So in this case, you're going to have to look at the clock. I have a clock right above me, so I'm looking at the clock, and I'm still moving it all around, because I want to make sure all of those little letters are going to come off right. I'm not pressing down really all that much. I'm just sort of moving it around, sort of stop for a second or two and continue to move it around, making sure I'm getting all of those little swirls and the, up and down strokes of the letters. And that's about 25 seconds. So I'm going to, while it's still on there, I think what I'll do is I'll flip it over. It doesn't move, by the way. Infusible ink does, so if you're going to flip it over like that, you have to hold it. So, okay, and then I'm just going to do the back. That's important because remember that iron-on, that glue part, the part that adheres to the substrate, to the bandana, needs to sort of be heated, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary, but I think I do it all the time just to be safe. And the great thing about Cricut iron-on is it really does last. A lot of people say, oh, it's not any good, but I'll be honest with you. I have worked with a number of other iron-ons, and I have never had a problem with Cricut iron-on. Never had a problem with it lifting or peeling off. And even after, like, it going through the wash dozens of times, it stays put. And it really does, as long as you're applying it correctly and using the right settings. So it's cooled off some, and I'm going to start to peel it and make sure I get in view here. And I hold my product here with like my left hand, or if you're a righty, I suppose you could do it the other way. I mean, lefty. But, and then I take this is that, transfer part, and I kind of do it at an angle. I don't know if it's, I just feel like I don't want it to pull up. And I just feel like, go slow, and the slower you go, probably the better. But it's just my habit, and that is it. So in like less than 20 minutes, aren't they adorable, Danielle? So, and now Benji has a white one, or Teddy Bear has a red one, and Benji has a white one, and I'm still hungry. And so when we go to the dog park, they'll have these really adorable bandanas to wear around, and they can boss around all the dogs in the dog park and proclaim their desire to be eating 24/7, as all corgis do. So that is it. I mean, literally pull out the joy. Don't even have to pull it out. It's right on my kitchen table, and from start to finish, less than a half an hour, and I have a really adorable bandana. It could be the same, could be true for a t-shirt or whatever else you wanted to adorn, a baby onesie or whatever, a pillow or anything. It's really fast. And it's fun, and it's going to last and really just look fabulous on my adorable corgis. So, does anybody have any questions about this process, or about the Cricut Joy or the Cricut Mini, or anything that I can help you with, so that you can have the same type of experience? Because that's what's important, is that you try this on your own. I'm giving you ideas again. That's what I want to do, Christine, is to give you not only the ideas, but also the motivation and the belief that you can do this. I know a lot of people look at people who craft, and they're like, oh, I wish I could do this. Oh, you're so talented. I love, it feels good to hear that, oh, you're so talented. But I often will turn back to someone and say, so are you. Because talent that creativity is in all of us. Maybe it's with cooking, or maybe it's with crafting, or maybe it's with, mechanics or whatever, but we all have been gifted with this creativity, and we just need to learn to explore it and to encourage it. And we are so creative as children, but when we get older, we stop being so creative. And I just think that's a shame. We should be creative people every day, not just as kids. So that's what these machines do for me. Make me feel like I can do this. I can be a creative person. I can craft my world, my personal world. I hope you feel the same way. So, let's see, have you tried making a coffee cup out of heat transfer vinyl? I haven't done a coffee cup with heat transfer vinyl, although I have heard of people doing infusible ink onto like a sublimation mug, and I haven't tried that yet. A friend of mine did do that with their little mini. I'm going to try that though. And enjoy it. That's right, and enjoy it. Oh, all the puns. I just love all the puns. But no, I haven't tried it, Mayra. I have done vinyl. like regular vinyl, not the heat transfer vinyl, on a mug, and it stays really, really good. I mean, even you can put it in the dishwasher top rack, but it does stay really, really good on a mug. And I can show you guys how to do that in a future video, but I haven't done the heat transfer on the vinyl yet, only because I don't have like a mug wrap, and so I think it would be a little bit awkward. But I will try it, and we can do sort of a trial and error together. I'd love to do something like that. What else we've got? So later on, I'm going to be showcasing some more of these lovely cards on the Cricut Joy. These are those wonderful insert cards. I'm going to also give you some ideas on how to turn your own paper into these cards in case you can't get your hands on the insert card decks. And there are people in Australia who told me that they couldn't get the insert card decks. So this is a good way for you to, if you have a Joy and you want to do the card mat with it, I can show you how to create your own cards to use, or to use the card deck. So we're going to do that. And then also this weekend, I'm going to be doing a very, very long quote from one of my favorite people in the whole world, Eleanor Roosevelt. And I was inspired watching a TV program. One of her quotes, "You must do the thing that is impossible, or that you think is impossible." And I thought that would be perfect over my front door as I'm leaving for the day to take on the day's challenges. So I thought that would be a perfect project to do with the Joy and the extra long smart vinyl lengths. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. Good morning, Felicia. Oh, like, I think you show up for every video, and I love it. I love it, Felicia. Thank you. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing some smart vinyl, and we're going to be doing these wonderful cards. And today we've done these adorable smart iron-on bandanas. So the possibilities are looking pretty limitless, and I will continue to provide you with these fun tutorials until I run out of ideas, which it doesn't look like I'm running out of ideas lately. So if you like what you saw this morning, and so do I, Felicia. Felicia says she loves learning new things, and so do I. I just feel like it keeps you alive, and it keeps you vibrant to learn new things, and to stretch your abilities, and really just to kind of try things, and maybe they're not for you. For instance, I'm a paper crafter. I love working with paper, but I never say no to other things like vinyl, iron-on, infusible ink. And sometimes I fail miserably, but I tried and I learned, and I just never could understand. I'm a yes person. I have to say yes to opportunity. And so I hope you are the same, or want to be the same, because that's what we're doing here. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful morning. We're going to see you again really soon. If you like what you've seen, please feel free to comment or give me a thumbs up, share. Make sure you got over to the YouTube and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. Do all of those things. All of that stuff really makes me feel good, and it also helps to support me. You don't have to buy anything from me to support me. Just by watching, commenting, sharing, all of that stuff is support enough, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you all. I have been, and Danielle says I've been joyful, and you know what? I have been ever since I got this Joy back right before Valentine's gift. It was like a Valentine's gift to me, and I'm so thankful to have gotten it. It's been like almost 4 weeks now, and oh boy, I just love this little machine, and I haven't stopped loving it yet. So I hope it continues for a good long time. You have a wonderful day, Danielle and everyone else, and thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. This is Rita, and this is my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. Make it a great day.